This is episode 6 of Pathways. For all the people that don't know what Pathways is a podcast that talks about all athletes coming from all over, whatever you call it, coming on to talk about their pathway through their career and the ups and downs of where they are today, like anything without their career. Today I have a special guest with me. What's your name?
Jayden Fuller.
Jayden Fuller, yes sir. We got him on the podcast today. I'm finally got a football player, so I'm glad about that because I haven't had a football player yet, so that's good. Jayden, we're gonna do this thing to where so we do rock, paper, scissors, and then at the end of it, whoever loses has to say, I'm trying to think of a new one today. Whoever loses has to say their best experience, like their favorite game.
Okay.
All right, their favorite game of their whole life.
Like football game or like
anything.
Okay.
Anything. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. You got it. All right. All right. We're gonna get into these questions, right? All right. Let's ride. So what would you? All right. So we'll go with this one for the first one. What made you decide to transfer to Silver Bluff back in high school? Your senior year.
Man. Okay. So
we'll start off with a banger.
That's a good first question. So basically, I spent 3 years at Aiken High. I mean, I loved Coach OP. I loved the environment there. I loved all my teammates. It was just a matter of now I have to think about me in a sense a little bit. I've always been like a team guy. You know, that's why I stayed there and I tried to form like the camaraderie there. Tried to just, I guess, lead us in the right direction per se. But I guess we just didn't click like we were supposed to.
That's what happened with some teams, bro. Just like that. Yeah.
We had the pieces. We just couldn't always put them together. And at a certain point, honestly, colleges wanted to see me play linebacker.
Yeah. Okay.
So my junior year at Aiken High, I was really just playing D-line.
Yeah. So how'd you feel about that?
It was cool. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think it was God just basically trying to foreshadow what's happening now. Because now in Miami, I play defensive end. Yeah. So that basically led to me transferring my senior year, trying to figure out, can I get linebacker film? I was scared if I wasn't going to get film at linebacker. So I went to Silver Bluff and
did your thing,
yeah, man. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta step out on the leap of faith, and that's what I did.
You gotta ask God about everything, man.
So
give it all to Him, bro. That's all I say.
That's what I did, and it paid off. I mean, all these accolades, went 10-3, went to the playoff. Man, it was
it paid off.
Yeah, it paid off. So
paid off. Yeah. Okay. So all right, we're gonna go back to middle school, right?
All right.
And so you were a running back. You're mainly your whole career, basically, right? So what was that like? Like, what made you switch positions? Like, you basically already talked about it a little bit, but what made you switch positions?
Man.
And were you happy about it?
So what made me basically switch positions was
you was a beast at running back.
Man.
Yeah.
Don't make me pull out the middle school stuff,
dude.
So running back was cool. What made me switch positions was putting my pride aside and saying, what's the fastest way I can get on the field? Okay. Right? Yeah. I came to Aiken High. We had a lot of running backs. We had what was his name? Rashad, Ferdarian, Itarius. Yeah. Man, we had Muhammad. We had a whole stacked room of running backs, right? Yeah. But one day somebody didn't do their assignment at linebacker, so that was like my opportunity. I was just like, all right, I'll go do it. And I never lost my spot back to that guy. So I mean, putting my pride aside, man, and just changing my I guess my thinking so that way I can get on the field as fast as possible, and it paid off. So,
I see you. Okay. What role does your family play in your life when it comes to where you are today as a man?
Man, so my family plays a huge role to where I'm at to become a man today. First off, I grew up with only my mom and grandma. Okay. So my mom had me at a really young age, but the crazy part is she never let that type of stuff stop her. She went and got her master's degree, works for the government, everything. Yeah, shout out mom. Yep, shout out moms. Yeah. So her being so resilient just basically taught me, all right, like she gave me the pathways. Yeah. She gave me the leadership I was supposed to have so that way I know what to do. So they play a huge role. They're always supporting me. They're always at my games. Even my stepdad, you know, when he came into my life, then he started, you know, being an extra support system. And just basically, like, for instance, my powerlifting meet. I just had a powerlifting meet. I was going to be there by myself. Literally. I was in Ohio. I signed up for it by myself. I was going to only do it. My mom and my coach drove all the way 9-10 hours to Ohio just to support me. Like, my family support system is crazy. And the fact that I have that is just unreal. Yeah. So I try to just be thankful for them. they definitely played a big part, you know, in me becoming a man, me learning how to be responsible, me learning how to take care of even finances or even, you know, working around schedules, making the plan. So.
Yeah, family means a lot, man.
Yeah.
They mean a lot in this situation. Then, especially just like you said, like as becoming a man and doing all this stuff, bro, you need your family by your side because it can be hard.
It does get hard.
It can be hard, bro. Especially like that was your first year in college, right?
Right.
Was this past year? Okay, yeah. So like, especially in your first year, you're going out and then you're in a whole different state, whatever you call it. So it's got to be different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, like you said, you're a power lifter as well. What has been your biggest accomplishment when it comes to lifting?
Man. So lifting is basically, if y'all know me, lifting has been like a part of my life since I was like 14. You know, I guess my biggest accomplishment would be not even the physical aspect of lifting, but helping all these other kids.
Okay.
Like through my social media, like in terms of they're asking me for tips. They're coming to me saying, "Man, I benched 225 today. Like, I'm proud of myself." Like, the fact that people are able to come to me and be, you know, look at me as an outlet for that is just an accomplishment as itself. In the physical, let's see.
Tell me about one of them. I ain't know.
In the physical,
do them deadlifts.
So I benched 455
Okay.
before. I squatted 673 pounds. And actually today, after this podcast, I'm supposed to be going to try to hit 700 on squat. Try to hit.
I hope you get it, bro. You go get it.
Go hit.
Oh my God.
700 on squat and 700 on deadlift.
Send me that video.
I will.
I'll put it at the end of this.
I got you.
I'll put it at the end of this because we'll talk about it.
700 deadlift, 315 pound power clean. I haven't been really good at power cleans, but I guess, you know, 315 power clean is crazy. Man, shoulder press 225 for reps. I mean, anything. So.
So what's your plan basically with powerlifting? Like, what do you think the plan is right now with that?
So I was talking to my family, and I know stepping away from football is not what I'm going to do at all. But I do want to have a point in time where I do focus on powerlifting because I was able to qualify for nationals with the total I got at my last powerlifting meet. So I'm thinking, you know,
with
after
all that, then you're focusing on football at the same time too. Like if you just focus on one thing,
man, I would be 700 be nothing if I was focusing on powerlifting. So I guess my plan is after football, you know, I'll probably get into coaching, but I'll probably take a break first and just like powerlift and just see what I can do.
See where it goes.
See where it goes because the one thing about me, I've always been pretty decent or good at multiple things. So it's like. It's hard to be good at multiple things because then you want to do everything, but you can't. So we'll see where it goes after football.
Okay. What was the transition from high school to college football like for you?
I definitely had a welcome to college football moment.
What was that?
We were playing Toledo.
Yeah.
I was on kick return. I turned around to watch the return to catch the ball. Turned back around to go block somebody. Dude, I'm talking about 6'3", 250, 255, running full speed, and just boom. And next thing I know, I'm on my back, and I get up. I look to the sideline. The sideline is right here, my sideline, and I'm just like, dang. So I mean, the biggest transition, I would say probably is just the discipline too. You know, like you're on a time clock. Every minute is accounted for. You're not just putting in work by yourself anymore. They're basically paying for your scholarship for you to put in work. So they're going to use every bit of time they have with you. Everybody's good at the next level. So for anybody watching, don't get it twisted. Everybody's good at the next level. So what's going to separate you, one, is your faith, your discipline, and your character. If you have all those things, I promise you, you're going to stick out. You know, that's the only reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now and have a chance to play this year, like play even more. It's just because the way I carry myself, my character, you try to be attentive to details and try to be coachable, man. So that's the biggest thing is transitioning to that. And also just being far away from home. You know, you got to be more responsible. You got to basically grow up a little bit more. So
yeah, I was just going to ask you that. Like basically like when you're being away from home, how was it? Like making new friends, being all the way from home and stuff like that?
It was definitely a cultural shock.
Especially in Ohio.
Yeah. it was definitely a shock for me. Going from South Carolina to Ohio, I mean, even the air is different. Like every time I come back home, I'm like, I'm in Southern air. But it wasn't bad, man. I just had to be where my feet were, you know, and not try to think about where I'm not at home, and just basically put my priorities first. I know my priority is to get out of school, get my degree, and go pro.
Yeah.
You know, so when you have that goal in mind, you know, it's not hard to try to get through what you're getting through. You just have to keep being persistent in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
and talk about like the balance between like with football, like y'all schedule is probably like give me a day like a day for you. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give y'all a fall camp day.
Yeah.
So fall camp day is towards the end of the summer. You're probably like early August.
Okay.
First thing you do, you wake up around 5. You have a mandatory breakfast at 5:30, 6 o'clock. You got to go get taped by like 6:15. Your first meeting's at 6:30, right? First meeting's at 6:30 to 7. And then you have another meeting, which is probably a team meeting or a special teams meeting after your position meeting. That'll be at maybe like 7:15, 7:30. Boom. So now practice starts at 8. So now you're out there from 8, let's say 8 to 10, 10:30. Recovery time, 10:30 to 11. So now we have a break.
You're from like nonstop.
Man, you're from 11. This is the only break you have in the day. 11 to like 2 or 3 o'clock is when you have like downtime. When you get to go home and sleep. And you're going to want to sleep. You're not going to want to do anything else, I promise you. Go home and sleep from 11 to 3. Then you have meetings at, let's say, 3:30, right? Now you have a meeting from 3:30. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped lunch. Of course, you're going to eat between all this. Before you go on your 3-hour break, you're going to eat lunch, mandatory lunch. Then you come back. So from 3 to 4, you have your position meeting going over the practice. Then from 4 to 5, you have another special teams meeting. Then you have like a mandatory dinner from 5 to 6.
So when's class?
This is in the summer.
Okay. So
all right. This is all right. That's a fall camp schedule, and then let's say from 6 to 8, you got your last practice and you're done.
Yeah.
During the school day, for us, you'll have your classes from 8 to 12.
Okay.
And then you have practice from 1:40 to 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Okay.
And you sneak in food.
Yeah.
Times between there, but
jeez, dog.
man, it's definitely busy.
Yeah, it sounds like jeez, bro. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
It's definitely busy.
Strong people, y'all some strong people that play football in college, bro. Jeez. All right, so are you looking to go pro in football?
Of course.
Yep. You really like for real?
Yeah. My goal is, you know, even if it's not NFL, XFL, UFL, Canadian Football League, anything. I just want to keep playing as long as I can, and just see where it takes me. Sometimes I get discouraged, thinking, you know, man, I'm not good enough, man, I'm not supposed to be here. But then at the same time, I say, God wouldn't put this dream so big in my heart just to, like, not let it happen. So that's the only thing keeping me going, just knowing that He has plans to prosper me and not fail me. So
So when you do, I say it like that,
there
get
you
drafted. When you do get drafted, who would you want to go to?
whatever team wants me the most, gives me the most
Good answer.
Whatever team wants me the most. But I'm a Panthers fan.
Respect. You know what's up.
I would love to go to the Panthers. They're close to home. Family can come see the games.
I think we're gonna do great this year.
Man, what?
We got a
great receiver core. I'm telling you.
Great wide receiver core.
Y'all, people gonna keep
better
sleeping.
watch out.
Let them sleep. Y'all gonna see the Panthers. They're gonna be fun this year.
Exactly, bro. I feel like we're gonna go crazy.
We should be fine. We should be good.
We're
Veterans and young guys.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be done. It'll be good.
How did somebody let Jimmy Horn go that? That's crazy to me.
I'm ready right now.
Man.
It'll be lit. It'll be lit. All right. How do you feel about the D1 stereotype that lingers on football players?
In what sense? Just
like, I'd say like the stereotype of y'all, like, I don't know, maybe
like arrogant and
yeah.
So I would say
being the big man on campus or whatever you call it, in that sense,
I guess that's a stereotype because of other people that make it bad for people like me. But in my sense, I just don't try to look into it too much. You know, obviously stereotypes are bad, especially bad stereotypes. But for me, you know, that's why I always, when I approach somebody, I'm always smiling. I'm always trying to be, you know, up in good spirits because I've never been just like cocky or just like, oh, I'm better than you, blah, blah, blah. Like, if somebody, I guarantee you, it's people, you can go through my phone right now. People will always hit me up on Instagram and TikTok, and I take time out of my day to try to respond to like every single one. Because like I'm not gonna be the guy that's just like, oh, I'm not gonna talk to you because like I'm never like that, man. So I hate that stereotype. I hope that stereotype dies down because that's not everybody, and basically I just try to not be the stereotype. You know, that's just not my character, man. So definitely don't like that stereotype.
Yeah, I feel you. So when you had how many offers did you have in high school?
I had 22 offers, Division I offers.
Okay. So what made you choose Miami, Ohio?
Man.
So all those, what made you choose Miami, Ohio?
I had any and everywhere closer. But I guess what really made me choose Miami was a conversation with God, and God was telling me, you know, stop procrastinating. You know what the answer is. So of course that's very, you know, bland and broad, right? But however, Miami told me they were only taking one linebacker, right? They took 2 other linebackers and still recruited me like heavy. Like they were like, bro, we want you bad. Like we want you to come here. They were the only school that was just crazy. Like even when they took 2 others, they still took me. And I tried to find every reason to not go there. Like, oh, it's too far. Oh, well, Princeton's offering this or this. Like, every reason to try to not go. And then, like, it became evident. That's God just telling me don't make that mistake, go there. So that's the reason why I'm at Miami. I love the option I made or the choice I made. I've met some wonderful people there, made some lifelong bonds. So I'm excited to see what the future holds there too.
Yes, sir. So why didn't you pursue wrestling in college? Because you were a great wrestler.
I know, man. I was okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the biggest thing was football was like my first love, obviously, and then wrestling. You think football is hard?
Yeah, dude, tell me about that. I don't know about that wrestling.
Let me tell you. So wrestling, I'm not gonna say it's a man sport because women also wrestle, but you gotta have that dog mentality. Yeah. Like you are 1-on-1. You don't have a team. You 1-on-1, and it's the most even match you can get because you're weight class. Okay. So you're not like 150 going against like somebody 250. Yeah. Like
it's you and you
basically going against somebody like you. You have to be so conditioned and so in shape. You're doing 3 2-minute rounds nonstop of just like wrestling and strength and elusiveness, like everything all in one. And for me, it was even harder for me. I was wrestling at the 285 weight class at 215 pounds. So I'm dropping kids like 280, 260, 270, and I just had to be so in shape for that, you know, and battling through injuries too with wrestling. Dude, that wrestling is no joke. So going to college for it, I had a couple D2 offers actually. I had Allen, Mount Olive, which is crazy. I only wrestled for 2 years. Yeah. So I guess that's probably the main reason why I didn't pursue it. Football was my first love, and then wrestling is a whole different game.
Yeah. Does Miami, Ohio have a wrestling team?
No, they have intramural wrestling.
Okay.
Nah, they don't have.
Try to get on that.
Man, you already see how much football is.
Trying to do exactly. That. Yeah, I get what you're saying. What is your definition of hard work?
I would say my definition of hard work, being disciplined even when discipline doesn't negotiate with you. Okay. So discipline has no negotiation, right? You're tired. Okay, so what? Yeah. You're going to be disciplined or not? It's not going to be, I can be disciplined this day, not that day. You know, hard work comes with discipline, and discipline does not negotiate with how you feel. So being able to push past your boundaries, being able to be resilient and persevere through every obstacle you have, being able to be mentally strong enough to not only just keep pushing, but also take breaks, mental breaks. You know, those things to keep you moving forward. Yeah. That's basically my definition of hard work. And I feel like I'm a testimony of what hard work was, especially through my high school years. Yeah. I played 5 sports and did major things in all 5 sports. So just always pushing, never caring about what anybody says.
Yeah, because there will be a lot of people saying a lot of stuff a lot of the time. You just got to keep your head straight.
Man, it was ridiculous the amount of people that tried to hate on me, and I didn't even do anything to them. So it just comes with the process. Yeah. It comes with the gifts God gave you. Yeah. You know, Satan's always going to try to be after you. So
especially in Aiken, South Carolina.
What?
That's just what it is.
Especially at Aiken,
There's a lot of people that do hate in Aiken, South Carolina. There's a lot of great people at Aiken, South Carolina. But there's a lot of people that do hate.
They will definitely hate.
And they still hate.
Behind your back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. So, but yeah, you just got to keep your head straight, man. Keep faith. Keep faith. That's all it is for real. So yeah, you basically already talked about it a little bit, but what was the recruiting process like for you when it comes to everything? Yeah, like going on visits. Talk about it like for the kids.
Man, it was
like going on visits and all that stuff.
So you can't get too caught up in the recruiting process, especially if it's jumping. So what happened for me is, quick story. I love telling this story. Shout out my boy Braylon Staley.
Yeah.
So we're both at Aiken High. I get my first offer from UNC Charlotte. Cool. So time goes by. We go through junior year. Then Bray gets his first offer from like Boston College, so we all hype.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right, so both of our recruiting process to take off. Man, it started taking off, and he started getting P5. I'm like, okay, like, man, what's going on with me? Like, I know I'm good too. So I'm still being happy for him. I was never envious, which is a good thing, because that's my brother, dude. But at the same time, you start to doubt yourself.
Yeah.
So finally, I'm over here, sad, whatever, keep working. And Georgia State comes to the school, and they're like, yeah, man, we love talking to you, blah, blah, blah. We love your wrestling film. And wrestling got me football offers, for real. And he left, and I was like, dang, well, I didn't get the offer. I get a text, and Miss, oh, my gosh, I forgot my English teacher. I got a text in her class, and she said, Jayden, check your phone. I was like, why are you telling me to check my phone? Hey, Jay, you now have an offer from Georgia State University. And I'm like, whoa, like, dude. So Georgia State, UNC Charlotte, Georgia State, that took off, that made my career take off with that. And it basically taught me to be patient because, your path is not everybody else's path. I stopped looking at other people and what they're getting. So after that, man, I had 20 more offers. The visits were crazy. Official visits, you're there for like a weekend. You'll eat so much, dude. They will feed you like nonstop.
For real?
Yes, they feed you good. Steak, good, bro. Anything you can think of, they're feeding you.
What about the recruiting gloves? Everybody talk about that. I see. He asked for some gloves.
You can ask for some gloves. You can go ask for some gloves, bro. They might give them to you, but I got pairs of recruiting gloves at the house. Meeting the players, man, getting the gear, just being in the atmosphere of around like a D1 facility or a Division I, coach. Those things are just like crazy and unbelievable when you're on visits. So definitely soak those in when you go on visits, because they only come once. The recruiting process only comes once. Yeah. So, but it was definitely an experience. Yeah. I'm talking about getting pulled out of classes. I would get pulled out of class just to get offered, and it was crazy, bro.
That's gotta be lit.
So junior year going to senior was that was definitely something, man.
Yeah.
So
I see you. Yeah, that's probably that's lit, dog. How has college football changed you as a man? Even after the first year, I know it's only been a year, so.
College football has evolved me, developed me to just even think differently. Like being able to realize how I operate now as a man is the biggest thing college football has given me. It teaches you discipline. Like, people don't realize that you're on a full schedule. You got to be there early. You don't want to show up a minute right then and there. You realistically want to be there 20 minutes, 30 minutes earlier. It teaches you time management. And that's a big thing when it comes to
big in college. That's big.
College and even in life, dude. Time management is crazy. It also taught me just how to, I guess, like I said, reset and take care of your mental. Because it definitely can get weighing at one point in time, but it teaches you how to be strong. It teaches you how to, have a strong mentality going forward. So college football has definitely taught me a lot, even in 1 year, about being a man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. We're going to get, I think it's only like 4 or 5 more questions going, and we're good. All right. Tell the viewers inside of what it's really like playing Division I football. Like, just give like a real inside.
All right. So, what it's real like playing Division I football, I'm going to just be so blunt. That 3-star, 4-star, 5-star stuff in high school does not matter. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that when you get to high school. You are now in the range where you're playing as young as 18-year-olds to as old as 24-year-olds.
Even older than that.
Nobody, they do not care about your stars. When you get in there, like all the recruiting stuff, they'll be buddy in your face, man. As soon as you get there, you ain't a recruit no more. You a player, so they're gonna talk to you any type of way, man. So the biggest thing too is just being coachable. Like I said, listening to the message and not to what they say, because coaches, you got to realize they're spending basically their livelihood of how they're making their money is based on 18 to 24-year-olds. So they're gonna yell at you. So if you're soft and you don't like getting yelled at, college football is not for you. It's not for you. You have to listen to the message. It's definitely a grind, dude, especially fall camp. Like I said, you're on mandatory meals, you're on a mandatory schedule. So the life inside of a Division I athlete, even for other sports, is crazy. You got to balance school and sports. And nobody likes being trashy at this sport. So you're going to, like, work your tail off to try to be the best you can. For football, retaining the playbook, being coachable, I would say low-key making connections with the coaches. You know, spending, that's a big thing. Making connection with the coaches so they can trust you. You only get on the field if they trust you. Period. Point blank. You can be a 4-star, you can be good, as I don't know what. You only get on the field if they trust you. So how did you make them trust you? Handle your stuff outside the classroom. Handle your stuff in the classroom. Handle your playbook. You know, recovery, your treatment. You're basically a professional now. So that's basically the insides of it, man. You just got to just be on your toes at all times, you know, just making sure you're always doing what you got to do. So.
Okay. What's the hardest workout y'all done? Like, what's the hardest one y'all done at school?
Oh, my gosh.
Or anything. Anything. Like, I'm talking about, like, back in high school, anything.
No, it was definitely in college.
Okay.
So my hardest workout was probably, we had something called, it was on Fridays during winter break. Or not winter break, like winter ball. Or whatever you would call it. And we had this CrossFit behind workout.
It's always a CrossFit.
Dude, let me tell you, you have 5 stations. So imagine a full 100 football field. You got 2 stations at the end zone and 2 stations at the sides of them, and you have 1 mini station. Each station is like 2 minutes nonstop. First station, we had assault bike and burpees, 15 seconds on and off, no break. So you just keep switching. Then you got to run to your next station. The next station is like battle ropes. One person's doing battle ropes, and if you stop, you start over. The other person's doing, kettlebell. What is it? Kettlebell snatches, or kettlebell snatches, or they're doing like the abs wrestling twist with the plates. So you got 3, like mini stations in one. The next station is something called the 4-point drill, wave drill, where you're like, they're pointing you in each direction, and you got to run to it full speed. If you're not running fast enough, they start you over. If you miss the call, they start you over. Then the last one we got is like this core. So you're 100-pound medicine ball sitting on the wall, while the other person is carrying like a 100-pound kettlebell all the way down the back.
This already sounds crazy.
And if you drop on the wall,
start over.
You start over. So you got
everybody start over.
So you gotta hold it. You gotta literally hold it until the person goes down and back. And dude, you have like 3-4 rounds of that. So imagine. I lost like 6 pounds in one day.
I'm about to say,
6 pounds from one day, and that was like the hardest thing I ever did. But it gets easier as you do it. But
I hope, God.
Man, I didn't throw. Oh, and then after that, you got competitions. You got tug of war competitions, tire competitions, like. So you're not done even after the real workout's done.
But that's when the fun part comes.
It's fun because it's fun. But you just like, bro, I want to get out of here. Like, let me go home now. So, I mean, it's smooth though. I mean, after you do it a couple times, you get used to it. But it's always the first time is always bad.
The worst part.
It's always bad.
So tell me about like your first day, your first workout. What was that like? First day, first real workout y'all did.
Okay, so
running wise, anything like first day.
I can tell you the first real workout and the first max out we had as freshmen. So incoming freshmen, we worked out only with the freshman class. So we had the first thing we did was like our warm ups. We did dynamic warm ups and bandit warm ups. Everybody was dying on the warm ups. It was ridiculous. You think we was all in shape? We couldn't even get past the warm up. It was bad. So we did the warm up. Then we'll have like, let's say we did lower body. We did hang cleans for like 4 sets of 3, 4 sets of 4, and then you'll do back squats all the way until like 5 sets of 5 or something like that crazy. Then you'll do like heavy RDLs. You'll do back rows, and then you'll do like a bicep and tricep, circuit. So really, in my terms, it wasn't that bad because of what I was doing in high school.
Yeah, okay.
High school, I was doing crazy workouts already, so it really wasn't nothing. The first max out week we had, we do 3 rep maxes, right?
Okay.
So we never do 1 rep max. I did 405 on bench for 3 reps. I did 545 pounds on squat for 3 reps. And then my hang clean wasn't the best. Like I said, my hang clean was probably like 245. I sucked at hang clean. But, man, the first workout was definitely...
Yeah.
That warm-up was definitely crazy.
Yeah.
It was definitely crazy.
Yeah.
So, it was a warm-up like no other. Dude.
I got you. At what point in your life did you know you wanted to play college football?
Middle school. Yeah, I was watching. I was so hungry in middle school, and I'm still hungry now.
Yeah.
But it was crazy hungry, dude. I had. We can go to my house right now. I have a whole gym downstairs for me, just like buying weights and going to Goodwill and getting weights, and I would be up at 2 a.m. in the summer, curling in my room and watching football games. Like the hunger was crazy, and that's when I was like, I want to be on that TV like that. And to see myself now, and even on YouTube, seeing myself in the games, it's just crazy. But I say ever since Schofield, that's when my hunger first started, when I wanted to play college ball.
Okay.
So.
Well, I don't know if I should ask that right now. I'm not gonna ask.
Okay.
I was about to ask like the transfer.
Okay.
But nah, I ain't. I'm not gonna ask.
No,
that. Can I ask that?
You can ask that.
Can I ask that? So do you think you would transfer from Miami Ohio in the next coming years?
If another opportunity presents itself better, then it's a possibility. I'm not saying I will. I burned my red shirt on special teams. For y'all that don't know what a red shirt is, you have 5 years to play 4 years of college football. So basically now I only have 3 years left because I spent 1 year playing basically all special teams. So I have the option to red shirt this year. But I'm not going to say I will or I won't. I mean, I'm going to just keep praying about it and see what's going to happen. But it's a possibility just like for anybody else. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I got you. So did you have any setbacks in your career?
Yeah, definitely had setbacks. I had people try to lie on me and get me in trouble for things. I haven't had any major injuries by the grace of God. I broke my collarbone when I was 6 or something like that, but nothing was crazy, career ending or anything like that. I guess the only setbacks I would say was mental, mentality, trying to make sure that I'm still in the right headspace and taking care of myself mentally so that way I can keep pushing forward. Because playing 5 sports, it was fun, but it's also a lot on your body and your physical. So I didn't really have any crazy setbacks, but I've always had things try to distract me, people try to distract me, things of the world trying to distract me. And so I just persevered through those things.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, this is the last question, all right? To all the aspiring young athletes or football players out there, basically, what's 3 pieces of advice that you would give them if they want to play at a high level?
Man. Okay. I'd say, first piece of advice, keep God first. In whatever you do, keep God first. Keep God first. Don't let anybody tell you he's not real. Don't let nobody tell you he can't do this.
Because he is real.
He's real, and I've seen him work. And I'm a testimony to he's real. Second thing, don't care about what these people say. If you're short, don't care. They say you weak. If you're slow, dude, I was not always the biggest. I was not always the fastest, and I dang sure wasn't always like the strongest. Like I'm strong now, but I was a little fat kid back in Orangeburg. I was short and fat, and people told me like, they told me I was gonna have diabetes and everything. And by the grace of God, I persevered and proved them wrong. So keep God first. Make sure that you don't care what anybody says. And I would say just keep grinding. Like, nobody can take away your work ethic. Whatever measurables you have, if you're 6 foot, if you're 5'11" like me, if you're 5'8", nobody can take your hard work away from you. So I would say the biggest things are those 3. And just making sure you just, keep your head first. Like, keep your head straight. Because people will try to take you off track.
They'll
People
try to
will
take you
always
down every time, bro.
They will try to take you down, but nobody can take away your hard work from you. So if you just work hard and work better than the man next to you, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Bro. You just
Jayden?
gotta do that.
Yeah, man. I want to thank you for coming on today, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Because, bro, I've been low-key waiting to get a football player for real, bro. You talk good, so that's all. That's why I asked you if you wanted to come on and to the podcast and everything, man. I just want to thank you again.
Of course,
Truly for coming on, bro. Because it's been a grind trying to do this, get other people to come on and stuff like that. Should have got you and B Staley on at the same time, but I didn't ask him. So
no, you're good.
But I'll see.
I don't even know if he's here yet.
Yeah, nah. So I don't know. But yeah, guys, I just want to say thank you to all the viewers who are listening out there, whatever you call it. That's episode 6 of Pathways. Oh, wait. You got to do...
the question.
So, yeah. So, it was, what was your favorite game of all time? Or anything, favorite moment, favorite anything?
Dang. Oh, my gosh. I got so many. But I'll say the biggest one, like individual or team-wise? Or
whatever
both?
You want.
Okay. I'll say... individually, was my senior year. We played Abbeville.
Mm-hmm.
I had 21 tackles.
Okay.
3 sacks.
Oh.
And like 7 tackles for loss or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. I went crazy. And it was all against a South Carolina commit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You know that go
man,
crazy.
yeah. So that blew up definitely for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That was my biggest, I guess, individual performance.
Yeah.
And then I guess if you're talking about team-wise or just talking about another performance, I would just say getting 3rd place at state my first year in wrestling.
Yeah.
After never knowing how to wrestle.
Yeah.
So those 2 things, man,
Yeah.
those were definitely
Okay.
the highlights of
I see it.
my career.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, yeah, everybody just like and subscribe on the video and keep watching. Episode 7 should be coming out next week, so stay tuned. Thank you.